Hello there, my gorgeous soul peeps and soul fam. You're here with another Tarot by Cassy reading. Today asking, what do the Dragonfae want me to know? So, got a very dragon themed style reading going on. We will be starting out from the Oracle of the Dragonfae. We will also be using the Sweet Foragers Tarot. I don't know that there's any dragons in it, but it felt like it teamed with the theme. And the Dragoness, I don't know how to pronounce this part, but I did find out that this part is Loqui. Dragons, or the dragons, Loqui. So I will also have those listed in the description along with the timestamps. So if you're ready to jump ahead to your pile already, you can do that through the timestamps listed in the description or also in the comment section. And if you are wanting to continue to bear with me, it is a pick a pile reading. I should have said that at the start, but you guys can see that. We've got 3 piles today, and you can choose more than one pile if more than one resonates. If it's not resonating with you, do remember it is a general reading, so do only take what resonates, leave what doesn't for someone who needs it. And if it's not resonating, you can try jumping out and going into another pile, or maybe choose another reading, or even choose another reader. And also it is a timeless reading, so whenever it comes to you is possibly there is a message for you in it. Guys, I feel like I've mashed this introduction a little bit, but we're just going to go with it. So pile number 1, if you like the look of this card, number 34, Oroki, Boundaries, or this very cute little purple dragon, then you are pile number 1. Pile number 2, if you are drawn to number 19, the Wild Huntress, Face Your Shadow, or this little light purple upright dragon, then you are my pile number 2. And pile number 3, if you are drawn to number 27, Chenguang, Be Light of Heart, or Chenguang, or this blue little sleeping dragon, then you are my pile number 3. So you can jump ahead, as I said, using the timestamps. I look forward to seeing you in your pile. Hello there, my pile number 1. If you chose number 34, Oroki, Boundaries, and this little purple dragon, which actually matches so well with this gemstone situation over here, then you are my pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. So I'm going to go straight to the book to find out exactly what the Dragonfae want you to know, but obviously they are wanting you to start setting some boundaries, I feel. Here we go, just skip past it. Okay, Oroki, Boundaries. Oroki speaks. I have always had a difficult role, as is yours at present. You, like I, have a choice. Do you stay where you are and defend what is yours? Or do you trust that I can take care of it for a time for you and move forward into a new area? For here I am, willing and quite able to protect this measure, and yet you will not move forward. Take some time away from responsibilities at this moment and trust that all will be well. If you fear for your material well-being, I am here to tell you that the nest egg you created, the treasures in your hidden trove will be protected, but you must take the necessary steps. You must be able to move away from your home, your work, your bank account, your treasures, just for a moment, as to stay and stare at them will not satisfy you. Yes, they are beautiful, but you must trust that they will be here when you return, for I am guarding them. And while my guard is here, for you, none shall slip by me. Okay, and the divinatory meaning is correct security measures need to be in place. Insurance on property and valuables must be updated. Take care to love your pretties, but do not be owned by them. Allow yourself peace of mind with your valuables. Thinking too much of your security, take practical steps for self-defense and energetic health and well-being. Guard your wisdom well too, as the jewels Oroki protects can be that of your wisdom, experience, and talents. Do not give them away lightly. Okay, so maybe you have been sharing too much of yourself with people, sharing too much of your wisdom with others who haven't been doing the work to learn the things themselves, and you are giving too much of that away. Maybe you are placing too much emphasis on your possessions and your money situation, your financial situation. Maybe you're working far too hard at the moment desperately trying to put money away, and you are not needing to do that because you are already in a good position. You could be taking some time back to spend more time with loved ones, with family and friends. We're going to grab some cards now from the Sweet Forager's Oracle to see if we can get some more information around what the Dragonfae are wanting for you, my pile number 1. 7 of Crystals, very interesting. I believe that is the 7 of Pentacles, which is having an abundance of things, very much like what this card is saying. So you are very abundant, you have a lot, but maybe you are not able to see the forest for the trees. Like, you're busy wanting more, not thinking about where you're at, but only seeing or thinking about where you want to be. It also said to guard your valuables as well, but let your thoughts move away from them. So ensure them if you haven't already. That could be a very key message for some of you, to ensure your valuables, especially your car. I had to go for years without car insurance when I was young because I was too broke to have it, and then it was such a relief when I finally got it, because it comes very in handy when it does come in handy. Hopefully you will never have to take advantage of the insurance situation, but definitely that could be a message for some of you, to ensure your valuables. But also don't give too much of yourself and your time away to others right now. Pile number 1, I feel that the message is that your energy needs to be reserved for yourself. King of Crystals, beautiful. I think Crystals is Pentacles in this deck. But guys, yeah, this is very much a reading that says you are doing abundantly well financially and materially. The Star, all about wishes coming true. Some people say make a wish when this card comes out. And the Divine, absolutely beautiful. So the Dragonfae are telling you, my gorgeous pile number 1, that you are in a very, very good position. I'm going to read from this book as well, because these meanings, it's got a cute little story to it, this set of cards. Sorry guys if you can hear tipping and tapping and flipping and flapping in the background. That's just my dog Billy. I've left the door open today. I usually shut him out, but then he gets quite upset when I finally emerge from this room. So I've decided to just let him in, but he might make a bit of noise in the background. Okay, 7 of Crystals, hard work and perseverance. I could hear her cursing long before I found her splashing in a small river. She kept diving down and reappearing, looking agitated and holding muddy rocks. I asked her what she was doing, and she explained that she was trying to unearth the rare aquatic crystals that were said to be in this area. As a mermaid, she was especially qualified to do the work, so no matter how difficult it was. She disappeared under the water again. I waited a moment, debating continuing on my travels, when she reappeared triumphant, holding 7 glittering crystals in her hands. Yeah, so I feel pile number 1 that you have been working very, very hard on creating a nest egg for yourself, for building something of substance for yourself. And now we have the King of Crystals, leader, and again, financial security. I couldn't believe my ears when he told me that he was 4 centuries old. The human looked no older than a couple of decades. Not only did he have an abundant wealth that would care for his family and his kingdom for generations to come, he was a master at magic as well. He'd spent a lifetime learning his domain so he could provide financial security for all of those who mattered most to him, including his subjects. He passed on the lessons in magic he'd learned to anyone who wanted to follow him. Through being generous with his time and wisdom, he had truly become a great leader. So yeah, again, I feel that you're someone who is very generous with your time and energy, and that has helped you. But now this card is asking you to pull that back and to pull some of your focus back onto yourself and to people that are important to you. So maybe you are someone who loves to impart advice, give people a hand, give them a bit of a leg up, but you need to be very discerning in who you're doing that for. Is it someone who is willing to actually learn from what you're saying, and then you're not repeating yourself or having to teach them the same lessons all over again? Or is it someone who is already learning, and the questions they're asking you show that they are taking an interest and they are putting this knowledge to use and they are gaining something from it? So it's important for you, pile number 1, to discern who you're giving your time and energy to. And when it comes to work, again, you're extremely hardworking. You have been working really hard to build something big for yourself, something important, something substantial, but it's time to ensure what you've got so you know that you can trust that it will still be there no matter what, and know that it is being divinely protected by the Dragonfae as well, and you can lift your attention now a little bit away from what you are trying to seek out for yourself. When it comes to financial matters, it's time for you to take a little step back and have a bit of a break and focus on what you need to be focusing on, whether it's relationships, whether it is time for relaxation, whether it's learning a new skill, or a new craft or a new hobby. Looking for the star. Here we go. Self-care, self-love. Right off the bat of me saying that it could be you looking for something different. So definitely pouring some love into yourself, taking some time out to take a break. Today I woke up aching all over. Traveling was hard. My feet were blistered. My back sore. My arms scratched from pushing through foliage. I followed the sound of running water, hoping to find a clean stream to tend to my wounds. Excuse me, guys. Instead, I found a black river, sparkling with stars. An older woman stood in it. She turned and looked at me, her white eyes glittering. Filling her jug, she brought it to me. When she gestured at my wounded arms, I held them out. Every inch touched by the water she poured healed instantly. The pain left me and my skin shone. She invited me in and I submerged myself, emerging new and clean. Come back and take care of yourself anytime you need a reset, she said kindly. So yeah, it's time for you to take some time out for yourself, to ease up on this work mode, to know that you have created something that is going to substantially last for some time and that it will still be there when you are ready to return to it. But right now it's time for rest, pile number 1. And the divine, number 2, divine intuition, trusting your heart, and waiting. Today I met the most ethereal being. She appeared to be made of the heavens and radiated wisdom and beauty. Eyes closed, she seemed to be meditating. Come here, she called to me in a musical voice, then told me to sit beside her and close my eyes as well. But when I became restless, she said, only we have quiet conversations and surrender. Only when we have quiet conversations and surrender can we connect with the divine knowledge we've been gifted. Perhaps we all have an innate ability to connect with our intuition, but it means being still and allowing it to come. It's something I'll have to work on. And the divine's message, every morning meditate silently until your mind quietens, then shuffle the deck and pull a card, contemplate the meaning and keep it in your heart all day. Okay, well, unless you have this deck, you can't do that. But if you do have a deck, you could do it with any deck that you happen to have. But the main message I got from this was be still. Be still, allow the messages to come. Know that you can step away from worrying about your earthly belongings. They are very safe. You have created something of abundance for yourself, and now it's time for you to focus on self-care, on self-love, on being very still and quiet and listening to your intuition. And now I'm going to grab some cards from these Dragons Loqui. All right, that feels like a lot. Let's just see how we go. So we have flow perfectly with this one here. Temple. Order. Dance. And very fittingly for the last one, transcend. So pile number 1, I very much feel that this is time for you to dance, to transcend your earthly goods, to transcend your earthly... I'm not saying stop work, don't go back to work, don't keep making any money. I am saying that it's time to focus on things that are beyond, above and beyond work. So maybe you're someone who takes a lot of overtime. Maybe you're someone who does a lot outside of hours for free. Maybe you're still checking emails when everybody else is logged out. But now is a time for you to step away from only being focused on work, only being focused on money, only being focused on buying things, if that's how you are, to focusing inward, being more spiritual, spending more time meditating, focusing on things that bring you joy, things that make you want to dance, things that make you transcend the daily grind, the knowing that you do have order in your life, that things are set up in such a way that they are going to keep moving. Maybe you have stocks and bonds, and so your money is actually growing while you are resting. Maybe you are a property investor. Maybe you're a property investor, even if you just have one property. But maybe you are set up in such a way that your money is going to continue to keep making money while you are resting, and you're being asked to treat your body as a temple. And that also means slowing down, taking more time, even it's temple in terms of spirituality, taking some time to focus on nature, to just focus on slowing down, to focus on the flow of the seasons, of life, of cycles, and to just start taking everything one step at a time. Obviously, you still need to go to work, you still need to create wealth and do what you need to do, but it does not need to be at the rate that you have currently been doing at my pile number one. You can take a step back and know that you have created a really good order for yourself, for your life, for your finances, and that now you are able to take a really big deep breath and just focus on setting some boundaries around things, making sure that everything is safe, making sure that everything is insured, and then focusing on just enjoying yourself, self-care, just really slowing down, taking some time out for yourself. If you've built up a lot of leave, this is definitely a message to use some of it and take a break, take a holiday, and also be very mindful of who you are giving your attention and advice to, because not everybody is going to necessarily appreciate it in the same way that other people will. So just be a little bit careful around your time and your energy. You need your time at the moment for self-care. You need it to be still. So pile number one, I hope that resonated. If it did, please hit the like button. Thank you so much if you have commented on a reading previously, and please feel free to do so on this one. Thank you so much if you have subscribed. Please do if you haven't already. And I hope that I will see you in another pile or in another reading. Hello there, my gorgeous pile number two. If you chose number 19, the Wild Huntress, Face Your Shadow, or this purple dragon, then you are my pile number two. If you hear snuffling, sighing, I'm not sure what else in the background, it's my dog Billy. He is joining us for the reading. I didn't want to shut the door on him because then he gets quite sad and is a bit of a pain when I come back out. But we're asking today what message the Dragonfae have for you, my beautiful pile number two. And so to do that, I'm going to read from the book to see what the dragon itself has to say to us and what the divinatory message is. So the Wild Huntress, Face Your Shadow. The Wild Huntress speaks. Ah, I know I make people nervous. A little like learning to love the dark side so it has less power over you. I too have struggled with my purpose, to be a warrior and to create endings. I was once fearful of my own capacity to hunt and take what was needed, to search out with intention and harvest what was required. And now you must also learn to hunt, to care for yourself and to survive in the wild unknown. Sometimes you must make an ending of it, for this world can be harsh, and this is no creation of your mind. Oh, this world can be hard and cruel, and there are people in it who are not in integrity and who abuse their power. I changed that. I was brought into being to be a huntress, to provide for my people, to protect those who were softer, and in order to do so, I cast away the virtuous mask so many choose to hide behind. For love comes in many forms, and my form is power, and using it justly. Through becoming a little more like me, through stripping away and killing off what is wrong and unjust in your life, I will teach you to seek and to hunt and to be independent being of power. When something is over, it is over. I can help you bring about that ending, cleanly and without cruelty. My sword can give you strength and skill. My sword can be used to defend. My sword can cut you free from bonds and beliefs of the past. I will help you cut through the cords to draining energies and fighting the good fight. You, through this ending, can become a powerful healer with compassion and empathy, with the compassion that empathy can bring, without being compromised by your own beautiful, loving sensitivity. Every time you receive the gift of my sword in your reading, look to the area of your life that needs to be cut free. My sword gives you the opportunity to change your life, Allow me to help you and watch the divine magic that occurs as a result of compassionate action. Okay, very interesting and a big divinatory meaning as well. When we are confronted with a test, when something that we hold precious is being threatened, we have many ways of dealing with it. This card represents the Wild Huntress's way and indicates that indeed her way is the only one to take at this time. Relaxed and alert, poised and ready to strike, skilled and willing to do what it takes, showing power, demonstrating personal truth, yet willing to end the battle without blood being shed. This is how we approach the threat a tyrannical and bullying other may be making. This card represents the person who is standing in their own power, coming from their truth, their higher self. They refuse to play the good girl/boy in a situation where something that is beloved and fragile is being harmed and attacked. It can also represent the ruling of the ego by your spirit self, overcoming your own dark thoughts and struggles. There is no virtue in denying your shadow side and in wanting to be good all the time. Indeed, it can lead to self-sabotage and destruction. Now is the time to acknowledge that your own inner wild huntress and allow her to come in and do what she does best, right the balance. Okay, guys, so you've been struggling with something potentially. I love this card. It's such a beautiful card. Someone has been a bully to you. They have maybe taken you on. Maybe someone is actually hurting someone in your family or someone that you care about, but this card is asking you to stand up to whoever this bully is, and this bully could even be your own self. It could be your own thoughts, your own dark side, your own self telling yourself awful things, filling your head with self-doubt and fear of what you could achieve if you were to actually just let this shadow self side go, to face it and then let it go and then face what you are able to do. Put yourself out there into the world and show your real self. But if you do have a bully in your life, you're being called to stand up to this person, and the Wild Huntress will help to give you the clarity that you need. Here we go. Very interesting. Number 2, the Divine. So she's all about actually sitting still, being in meditation, taking time out. So that's what I was just going to say. I think you need to take some time to strategize and work out the best way to deal with this situation. But you are being given the blessing of divine help. And it might feel at the moment, the 7 of Cups, like there are just too many options, too many different ways of dealing with things, too many different situations that you need to deal with, possibly even. Maybe this is more than one bully and you have a rather large fight on your hands. Maybe you're in a workplace where you're dealing with a clique and they're really awful to deal with, or even at school and that is happening. Maybe you are in a friendship group that has become quite cliquey, or someone has come into it and they are bossing you around, but you're being asked to be still. Take some time to figure out the options. Queen of Crystals. Balance your emotions and have faith that this situation can work out, that you will be able to speak your truth, and that if these are people that are causing you grief, it's time to walk away from them. So even if that means potentially finding a new job, going to a new workplace, spending time around a different group of people, it's time for you to cut this situation out of your life. And if it's your own negative thoughts, meditating on ways to create better thought forms for yourself, to be able to see yourself as worthy, which this card also, the Wild Huntress, spoke about, you being worthy. You being someone who is of integrity, someone who is upstanding, who is a decent person and deserves to be seen in such a light. Yeah, and the 8 of Cups, which wraps us back up to the Dragonfae card, walking away from something that is no longer working for you. So it's definitely time to walk away from something. Pile number 2, the Dragonfae want you to know that it's time for you to walk away and leave something behind. And we'll read the book from the Sweet Foragers Tarot, because they've all got a sweet little story to them. So number 2, the Divine intuition, trusting your heart and waiting. Today I met the most ethereal being. She appeared to me to be made of the heavens and radiated wisdom and beauty. Eyes closed, she seemed to be meditating. Come here, she called to me in a musical voice, and then told me to sit beside her and close my eyes as well. But when I became restless, she said, only when we quiet ourselves can we surrender. Sorry, only when we quiet ourselves and surrender can we connect with the divine knowledge we've been gifted. Perhaps we all have an innate ability to connect with our intuition, but if it means being still and allowing it to come, it's something I'll have to work on. So yeah, I feel like this is a very fraught situation and it's not something to be rushed into. I feel like it's time for you to really take some time out of the noise and away from whatever this situation is and just be very, very still and focus on what messages come to you about how you are best to move forward. And moving forward may even mean not necessarily having to leave the situation. Maybe you need to find your voice in order to speak up to someone about the situation, potentially a manager, a teacher, someone who is in a higher authority who could possibly help you. The Seven of Cups, choices and options. Oh, no big deal, he laughed. Some choices will give me great wealth, some great wisdom, and some certain death. No pressure. The young traveller had encountered a trove of cups, each with its own magical offering. He inspected each cup carefully, weighing the options. After a long period of consideration, he blew out a sigh. None of them, he said. I can't risk it. I'd rather choose nothing than risk losing everything. As I watched him, I thought that walking away from the possibility of greatness rather than risk losing what he already had took wisdom well beyond his years. So yeah, again, more moving on, more moving forward. Not even so maybe right now, whatever this situation is that is creating grief and bringing harm to you or to a loved one, maybe you have been sticking with it because it feels like if you walk away from it, you're going to lose options that are open to you. So maybe you might be able to get some sort of, how can I say, maybe you might have a promotion that could potentially be on offer. Maybe you could move into a different department. Maybe there are a lot of things that you feel are on offer and it's making it worthwhile for you to put up with the misery of this situation, when in actual fact walking on, just like with the Eight of Cups here, would be so much more beneficial for you at this point in time. This situation is hurting you and it's something that needs to be left behind in the past so that you can move forward to better things, because you are very much worth better things, especially with this Queen of Crystals here. Security and work-life balance. I love that it speaks about security because that's what it feels like you're lacking at the moment, pile number 2, a feeling of security around whatever this situation is. The mermaid's crystal necklace glimmered in the moonlight while she floated happily in the water. She worked hard to provide for her people, her family living comfortably, though not lavishly. She carved out time for herself on these evening swims. It's not all about money, she said. She told me, gesturing to her modest necklace. It's about balance. I work hard, but not so hard that I don't enjoy life and spend time with my loved ones. I absorbed that as she relished her alone time. I couldn't help but feel that this is what having it all truly looked like. And it could also just be that what's harming you is that you're a workaholic, pile number 2, and that you have been pouring way too much of yourself into work and you are looking at all of these options and opportunities that could be available to you, and you are constantly choosing new opportunities when it's actually detrimental to your health because you need to be finding some work-life balance, and that could be the thing that you need to walk away from or cut out from your life. That feels very, very strong to me. And now we have the Eight of Cups, release, letting go, leaving behind. She looked down at the pile of broken cups on the ground. Once filled with great drinks and magic potions, they were now just trash not worth holding on to any longer. She took a deep breath, letting go of everything they represented, before fastening her cloak around her neck, picking up the bag of items she still needed, and continuing with her travels. I looked at her pile of broken memories. Sometimes holding on to things simply for the nostalgia not only weighs us down physically, but emotionally and mentally as well. So yeah, I feel that these are the cups that you are still looking at. You're still not wanting to walk away from this situation, whether it's that you are being bullied, you're dealing with people that are trash, or you are just actually working too hard. You are a workaholic and you're not spending enough time with friends, family, with yourself, giving yourself self-kindness, and now you are starting to see that it is time to leave this behind. The Dragonfae want you to know that it is time to leave these cups behind, what is in here, as he said, could be the perfect thing for you, but it also could be something that you continuing to hold out and wait to make the right choice is detrimental to you, because you could be enjoying yourself with people. You could be enjoying yourself, giving yourself self-care. You could be spending your life doing more than just working and just making money, and finding that balance is really important for you right now, pile number 2. So you are definitely being asked to stay, to walk away from a situation. Okay, we're checking the Dragon Loqui cards now, and we have direction. Yeah, I feel like it's time for you to start taking a new direction in life, pile number 2. It can't be all work all the time. We also have strength. You do have the strength to go in a different direction, and I feel that that's trying to let you know as well that you will not be losing any strength by working less. You will not lose any ground in your position. You won't lose your job, but you can take the time out to do something differently. If it is about terrible thought forms, negative thought forms, it's time for you to leave that behind as well. We have rituals, so I feel that it's important for you to maybe employ some rituals to help you step away from whatever it is that is holding you back at this point in time. So meditating, like we've got over here with the divine, tapping into your emotion, doing what it takes to do that. It might be taking a walk in the park. If you're someone who doesn't really like to be completely still, but it could be listening to some meditations online. Suffering. Okay, yeah, I feel like without these rituals, it's going to feel like suffering for you to change whatever it is that you're changing. Or that could also be that you are experiencing suffering, and by making these changes, that suffering is going to lessen and you're going to start to become one with yourself again. If it is a situation where you need to speak up to someone else, I feel that finding work-life balance will also help. You'll need to find ways to be able to forget about what is happening when you are at home and you're in your downtime. I feel like this situation has been consuming you for quite some time. And yes, we have focus. You need a new focus. My pile number 2, you need to find new ways of thinking. If you are struggling with someone or people who are being assholes to you, you need to step up and stand up for yourself with them, or speak up to somebody else who can help you. But it's time for you to walk away from a situation that is keeping you stuck, bringing you down. You have the strength to do this. You have the strength to find a new direction, but it's time for you to change your focus and move it away from suffering. And you can do that by creating rituals for yourself that will assist you in finding new ways of thinking, finding your voice, finding your bravery. But know that you are protected by this wild huntress. The Dragonfae want you to know that you are protected, you are loved, you deserve better, and it's time for you to move in a new direction to find that. So pile number 2, I hope that resonated. If it did, please hit like. Please comment if you would like to let me know how it resonated with you. Share if you think it'll resonate with someone else. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much if you have, and I will see you in another pile or in another reading. Hello there, my gorgeous pile number 3. If you chose number 27, Chenguang, Be Light of Heart, and or this little dragon, then you are my pile number 3. If you hear snuffling or some sort of something going on in the background, it's my dog Billy. He has decided to join us because I didn't want to lock him out of the room, otherwise he gets all sad. So I do apologize for any weird noises that might go on in the background while I'm doing this reading. But let's find out for you from the book, what do the Dragonfae want you to know? Chenguang speaks, I am Dragonfae, thus I am once a being of copious laughter and of earnest deep study. Being Dragonfae, I know when to put aside my serious work and my mission, and play, laugh, and love. I know the importance of devoting myself to the playtime that balances, soothes, and heals my heart, and lifts the heaviness that sometimes accompanies my days. Can you do this, or are you too caught up in being taken seriously? There is a perfect balance between serious, cosmic matters and playful lightheartedness to be found. Both Earth and Star are necessary for all of us. We are indeed galactic beings ourselves, but most of all, your hope and optimism is paramount right now. Take heart, for delight and joy is yours. You are about to experience a true reversal in your inner self. You will now think magically and attain mastery of magical consciousness. What you think, what you are, manifests about you at all times. What you are now doing is delicious, light-hearted, magical being that you were born to be. You are like a beautiful shining star, its light magically transforming everything it touches. Rays of light beam out from you, and your body is awash with healing green energy and fresh new life. You are dancing in the air, lifted up on the strength of your own experience and friendship, and you would do well to wear the divine color violet, while the gentle zephyr helps you move into the direction of your dreams. You are flying and totally supported in this new belief in your magical ability to transform your life into one of delight and hopefulness, where your companions are uplifted by your vibrant yet gentle energy. When we allow ourselves to shine, we become who we were always meant to be, and by example, we encourage others to become who they truly are. Drop the heavy nature of punishment, guilt, and beliefs that no longer serve you. You can enter heaven as long as you are indeed light-hearted and a true healer. You are a powerful role model for others. You have experienced the joy of setting your sights high and the healing power of self-belief. Keep up the wonderful work. You still have many experiences ahead of you on your journey, but this energy of the star is now your companion and your divine inspiration. That is really beautiful, guys. And the divinatory meaning, you may find yourself thinking of otherworldly esoteric subjects, healing through astrology or channeling Reiki. I think it's Reiki. I always get it wrong. For example, or even having connections with the Pleiades. You are very bright and very much needed on the earth plane at this point. The bliss is both within and without you, and your body is healed, whole, and a perfect material expression of divinity. Shine your light and brighten all of our lives with your quicksilver energy and cosmic dance. Please rejoice at this time. The god and goddess adore you, taking the time to dance with yourself under the stars. Make a wish when you see the stars. You may even have a homeland among them. If this card feels like it's expressing an aura, an area in your life that is blocked, you may presently, by refusing to enjoy your If this card feels like it's expressing an area of your life that is blocked, you may presently be refusing to enjoy your blessings. If we focus only on the darkness, we can experience pessimism, which, after all, in an ability to see through that darkness, we learn to see the shining of the planets, of the stars, and of the universe. That through the difference there is balance. There is a mistrust of anything different or from another realm, including spiritual matters. Okay, my beautiful pile number 3. So I feel if you're not feeling this, if you're not feeling blissed out and magical and like you have been going down some sort of esoteric path in your life, then this is either not your pile. Go back and check either pile 1 or pile 2, or possibly this absolutely is your reading. You should still check pile 1 and or pile 2 and then come to this one, because this feels like the after of, I feel pile 1 and pile 2 both feel like the before, and this very much feels like the after, where you would be if you were to listen to the advice of the Dragonfae from pile 1 and pile 2. But guys, it sounds like you have been going on a mystical journey. I love that on the base of this deck we have the sun, which is all about happiness, joy, things growing in the sunlight, things being very abundant and prosperous. So I feel that if you are here and this is resonating, then you are going through a really wonderful time in your life, a spiritual expansion, something that has made you feel really buoyed and connected to the divine. Maybe you've been spending a lot of time in nature, doing a lot of magical rituals. Maybe you are, or you were, sorry, where pile number 2 was, and you have actually moved on from that and you are now in a different headspace. But we're going to get some cards from the Sweet Forager's Tarot to find out some more information about what the Dragonfae want you to know. But pile number 3, it sounds like you're in a wonderful space right now, in an awesome energy, beautiful, King of Cups, balanced emotions, feeling very calm, very self-aware, very, very balanced in your emotions. So pile number 3, I think the Dragonfae are just letting you know that you are on a terrific course and to keep going with it. Let me see. Knight of Crystals. Interesting. Not exactly sure what that means in this deck. I'll read from the book for this deck too. Aside from anything else, it's a little story book, so it's got some cute little stories for each card. But yeah, pile number 3, you're in a beautiful place right now, and the Dragonfae want you to know that you are exactly where you are supposed to be. So even if you've been feeling quite magical, but you don't know if it's actually true and that you're not just losing your mind, this is definite confirmation that no, you are tapping into something cosmic. Queen of Wands, beautiful again. So we've got all of this royal court card energy going on here. You have had some sort of evolution and have risen up, some sort of spiritual awakening and expansion, which is causing you to feel really divinely tapped in to the universe at the moment, my beautiful pile number 3, and maybe some bolts of inspiration, new ways of thinking. I feel like you have let a lot of heaviness go. You have let a lot of negativity leave your life. And gorgeous, the Page of Daggers. So yeah, all court cards for your cards pile number 4 for your tarot. So very much you have evolved. You have gone on a personal journey and it has taken you to some really wonderful places. And I feel that your life looks really different now than it did before, and you deserve this difference. You have put in a lot of hard work to make these changes. So the King of Cups, controlled emotional balance. The king is sitting on his throne, drinking calmly from a goblet, as his subjects come to meet with him. Each subject is on a different spectrum of emotions, some screaming, some crying, some overjoyed. Each has their own gripe and praise to deliver to the king, and he takes on every problem with grace. He approaches each subject with a level head and kind words. Each and every person leaves his presence with not only a solution in hand, but feeling heard and cared about. He never matches their energy, but rather meets them with his calm nature. Yeah, I feel like you are in a really good place right now. Pile number 3, you are feeling very chill, you're very in control of yourself, and you feel very generous of nature to share your feelings with other people. You are not leaving people hanging. If you're at work, you are assisting people. You're probably going out of your way to do jobs that aren't necessarily yours to do, but just in order to be a team player and to help people out. I feel that you have really connected with your spirituality and you are doing magical working. So even if you're not casting full spells or doing big rituals, I feel that you are still maybe doing little things like mirror work. I think that you have really worked on your shadow side and you have come out all the better for it, and you are maybe here looking for some sort of confirmation that what you are experiencing in this real world, all of this magic that is suddenly very obvious to you, is real, and this is definitely a confirmation that it is. Knight of Crystals, hard worker, labourer. I was wandering the forest collecting flowers when I saw him. The centaur was sitting among a pile of valuable crystals, his chest heaving with exhaustion. I asked if he was okay, and he nodded, still breathless. He heaved one of the crystals into place and smiled weakly at me as he collapsed next to them. He'd mined these giant minerals and then dragged them here, the hard work taking a toll on his body. I offered him the flowers and he took them, inhaling their scent and holding them to his heart. He'd worked hard and earned a moment to himself, so I continued on my way. So yeah, I feel that you have worked really hard, as I said, on your shadow self, on anything that has been creating darkness within you, maybe overcoming a set of beliefs that stopped you from believing in magic. Possibly you were raised to be quite religious and you have had to overcome some of the belief systems that you have been given since you were a child that no longer align with where you feel that you sit now. But this has not been easy. You have done the work to get here, and that's what makes this so real. That's what makes this so very much of a foundation in your life now, is because you have worked so hard to get here and you deserve praise for that. Pile number 3. So the Queen of Wands, big picture, guide, feels perfect. As I was walking, a puff of cloud fell in front of me. It seemed beyond physics, so I reached down to scoop it up, and sure enough, it turned into air in my hand. I blinked, trying to understand what happened, and then I heard a faraway voice say, "Oops." Following the sound, I looked up to see a fairy sitting very high in the sky, nestled in a cloud. I asked why she was so far away. "It's easier to see the full picture from up here. I can't tell you how many times I've watched you walk in circles or take the harder path." She chuckled, waving her wand, and provided a glowing light to guide me back to my path. I nodded in appreciation and moved along. So yeah, I feel that you have withdrawn from a lot of the day-to-day nonsense, the same ruminations that keep everybody stuck, thinking about finances, being worried about the small stuff, stressing about people's opinions. I feel that if that was something that you ever did, and maybe it wasn't, but if it was, you have worked really hard to pull yourself out of that so that you are able to see the bigger picture and you're no longer getting stressed out and feeling like you're walking in circles in life and going over the same page over and over again. I feel like you're able to see the bigger picture now. You're using magic to your advantage. You are connected with the seasons, with nature, with the bigger picture of life, and you're starting to understand just how small we are in it, but also how much light we're able to radiate out when we are feeling positive and looking at life from a really positive point of view and understanding that where our attention flows, energy goes, and that we build a beautiful life by looking at the bright side of things, by manifesting positive things instead of focusing on the negative and then wondering why everything is negative. And then finally, the Page of Daggers, mental activity and curiosity. Where you going? I glanced down and saw a young child with curious eyes. I explained my travels and paused to forage some mushrooms. Why are you doing that? I saw where this was going. Patiently, I answered his questions while continuing on my business. He followed me for what felt like hours, questioning everything I did and everything I said. He never seemed to tire. His thirst for knowledge was ever growing. It wasn't until it began to get dark and I needed to rest that his interest waned. He wandered off the way that he'd come, full of so much more knowledge than when he started the day with. Maybe a little curiosity is a good thing, I reflected. When we lose our curiosity, we stop learning. Yes, I feel that you have been curious. You have been learning about the magical arts, about esoteric subjects, and I also feel that with this, you are also a guiding light to people. And with this card too, talking about the light shining out from you, I feel that you are an inspiration to a lot of people, and you are someone who is able to share your knowledge, and maybe it's time for you to do that in some way, shape or form. It could be within some sort of group, maybe on Facebook or other social media. It could be with a YouTube channel. It could be through a book. It could be in any way, or it could just be you talking to people who are interested and asking you questions, and you're just sharing your knowledge and your light with them, my beautiful pile number 3. But also I believe that you are very curious and you are asking questions and you are getting involved, even being here in a tarot reading. Maybe that's new for you and not something that you would usually do. But I definitely feel that you have had a huge spiritual evolution. Okay, we're doing the Dragon Shoki. Sorry, no, Dragon Loqui cards. What am I saying? Now, and we have mind. Yeah, you have been working really hard to change the way that you think, the way that you look at the world, your perceptions of things soar. And your spirits are soaring for it, pile number 3. This just feels like such a happy pile. Transcend. Yeah, you've transcended the daily grind, the being caught up in the things that when we lay on our deathbed and we hear people say that they were on their deathbed and we ask them what they wish they did differently, and they wish that they didn't worry about what people thought. They wish that they went out and were themselves more often. They wish that they tried more things and took more risks. I feel that you are at that point now in your life, pile number 3. You do not need to be having a near-death experience or to be at the end of your life to realize that there is magic in everything and find the flow, find the beauty. Perfect. 2 more. That's what I wanted. Forewarning and chaos. Very interesting way to finish it off with the forewarning and chaos. I feel that you are able to be forewarned of chaos coming. I feel that you are very in tune with the energies that are around you. You are very, very in tune with your own feelings and emotions and very balanced in those. And so when chaos approaches, you are ready for it because you are able to transcend it. You are able to soar above it because you are able to focus your mind in such a way that you know that you have control over the chaos. You know that you have control over the storm and that you're able to dance in the storm and turn something that might be an ending into a beautiful new beginning, and that you are very aware that life isn't good all the time. It's about light and dark, and you're able to balance that in yourself. You're able to face your shadow side with a lot of confidence because you have a lot of understanding about what it is, where it came from, how it affects you, and you overcome that using the power of your mind. You're able to balance your emotions. You are able to be curious about the world. You are able to keep learning all the time so that you are able to be forewarned when something is going to go wrong, and you're able to overcome it, minimize it, and still transcend it so that you can still enjoy this wonderful life that you are so tapped into. So pile number 3, if you're wondering if you are really connecting with magic and the divine, this is definite confirmation from the Dragonfae that you are. Keep doing exactly what you're doing. The Dragonfae are very, very pleased with you. So pile number 3, if that resonated, please hit the like button, comment if you want to share how it did, share the video if you think it might resonate with someone else. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much if you have, and I will see you in another pile or in another reading.